You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network.
Damn, Daniel.
And here we go.
And we are live.
We'll do it live.
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. Yes, that is right. Football and football balls for everyone's taste. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined as always by the man who gives everyone that special buzz in the morning. It's Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing, mate?
What's going on, dude? Hanging in there.
Did you get it? You give people the buzz.
I got it.
In the morning.
Come on, 94.5 the buzz. See what you did there. I like it.
He gets it. He gets it.
I got it.
How are you doing? How was your Memorial Day weekend? Did you memorialize much?
It was good. Didn't really do too much. Just kind of hung out, so that was cool. But it went by fast. How about you? What did you celebrate? You're allowed to celebrate being British. It's just a Monday there.
It's a bonus weekend, I guess. I'll give my thoughts, I guess, to the people that allowed me to be alive. I guess I don't know. But
there you go.
That was fun. But yeah, I had such a long weekend because my wife, she booked off some extra days, so we had a 5-day weekend. And every day we was like driving upstate, like 2 hours there, 2 hours back, going to different breweries, walking about. Weather was beautiful. Long weekend.
Just living.
But it was one of those weekends where I woke up this morning and my body was like, "Can we not drink today?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
I do not negotiate with terrorists.
I did the water heavy again, but it was a good extra day. It's always good to have an extra day.
What was your heaviest day? Would you say was it Sunday because you knew you had? I'm assuming you have Monday off, right?
Yeah, I guess Sunday I went out and had my parents were like, "Hey, we're going to go to this Mexican restaurant." So I met them up with my brother and then had like 5 margaritas. So I was pretty good there. Came home and kind of just passed out. But I had already been I did the Premier League was Sunday, so I had some Bloody Marys while we were watching the game, and then had a couple of beers before I left the bar, and then later met up and was drinking margaritas. So it was kind of like that lull where you're just tired, drunk, no matter what. Passed out, didn't stay up late or get crazy or anything.
Problem is you have to keep topping yourself up before, because no one wants to have. Do you ever have that sometimes where you drink like daytime drinking and then you stop drinking? And then around about like 8 o'clock, you start getting the hangover already, and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Get tired. I always get tired and get I need to take a nap. And it's like, if you don't do that, then yeah, you get the hangover coming around.
Why? You'll see how much of a troop I am. I know we get to the plugs later, but yesterday, I took the extra days and not doing my normal routine totally threw me off of what my days were. And so yesterday, we have some family over. We're sitting in the backyard. I'm drinking from like 12:30, grilling, doing the Memorial Day things. And then I kind of remembered that, oh, wait, at 9 o'clock tonight, I have to record Waffle Box.
Oops.
Spoiler alert, if anyone listens to that tomorrow, I am a tad inebriated. So, yeah. That's gonna be fun. I haven't listened. I edited it drunk as well, so I haven't watched it or listened to it back. I fuck knows what I sound like or look like, but
that'll be interesting.
You're in for a treat.
I'm excited for that one.
Who's here? Thunder Waffles. Was I supposed to wear red too? Did you not get the memo?
Yeah, you could have, dude. We were all wearing red today. I don't know why we were wearing red, but we were.
I look like the weakest lumberjack ever.
But it's cool that you have the beer with it. It looks like you're like a dude. It's like a manager at Twin Peaks.
Look how manly I look right now. Tats anyway. Before we get into it, I do give a shout out. If you're ever in the area, Alex, and you ever want to go to West Nyack, which is upstate New York, I went somewhere on Sunday night. You would have loved it. So
Yeah.
I found this bar, and I was just looking for bars with outdoor areas. And the first one I saw, boom, we're going there. And we sat outside and they had a live guy with the acoustic guitar playing music. And so I was like, that'd be fun. He played for like 2 hours exclusively like late 80s and early 90s rock music. So we're talking like Nirvana, The Cure, you name it. It was all that. I'm in my element. I was there singing along. It was great. So good.
That's what's up.
Bobby says he looked like the Kool-Aid man wearing red. But, oh yeah! So what do we got to talk about? Because do we want to talk about Leeds or Leicester? That was it, Leicester game.
I mean, I guess that's really all we have to talk about. Not really anything going down with the Giants right now.
Is there?
Not yet. Not yet.
DeAndre
Hopkins, we're going to sign him, obviously. That's what everybody's saying these days. But
boom! First topic then. Shit, the Giants.
I guess
are
they in on Hopkins? I mean, realistically, looking at our money, no. But no, like with the money that he's going to command, I don't think we're really in on the running for that. It would be sick, though. Would be sick.
Is he a little bit on the pricey side?
Right, but
I don't know what his contract was at his previous employer.
But he's not. It's like you're not getting that now. Now you got to settle for whatever the market gives you.
It seems like there's a surprise party going on next door.
Surprise party? You didn't even get to go be part of the surprise?
They didn't fucking invite me.
Somebody doesn't know their neighbors well enough.
Sons of a bitches.
You don't know your neighbors well enough. Yeah. I don't know. I think Hopkins would be sick. He was awesome. He's got hands. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
Yeah, I don't know what our cap space remaining is, because obviously we're in a little bit of a thing with Saquon, which we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, so you're not expecting Mr. Hopkins to accept, here's $20 in a sandwich. Would you like
sick? You want to win a ship, bro? Come on, come to New York. We're building something nice. I would not hate D-Hop as a Giant, but I just don't see it happening.
No, the thing is, some people like Mr. Waffles over here was tagging us earlier in the week, suggesting, would you take him? But it looks like he's going to the favorites, like the Bills and someone else. He tweeted Instagram something about the Patriots or some shit, trying to get himself a contract, I guess. But yeah, pipe dream, I guess. Pipe dream.
Maybe we get him though. But still, it's possible. Probably not likely, but possible.
If we can, I believe Joe Shane is the man to do it.
Yeah.
If he can't do it, no one can.
Very true.
The other thing saw about the Giants this day, Tuesday, May 30th. Saquon Barkley. Apparently his contract negotiations not going well. And rumor has it that the Giants are now offering less than what they initially offered him during the race. What are you hearing? What's your you got a finger on the pulse? What are you hearing? What are you thinking we should be worried? Because
and Shane,
that's
been my whole MO.
I'm not playing on the tag, right? But that would be a dumb thing to do.
He hasn't said that.
Sit out for a year. No, I think he has.
Worst case, he plays a year. We let him go after that, but I don't think that he's gonna sit out. I don't think this is a Le'Veon Bell situation. I think that we're gonna have some sort of resolution, whether it be him just agreeing to play on the tag or whatever. But it's I don't really I'm not looking too hard into this. It's like there's going to be some resolution. We have a long way. We have 100 days before the season starts as of today. So we've got time. We got 3 months to kind of get it out. I think we're going to figure something out in those 3 months. And maybe that being figured out may just be us being like, hey, sorry, dude. Why don't we do a year? Maybe we run it back with another franchise tag next year. But right now we just gotta see what we can do.
I am starting to already get really bored with it's sort of like, this reminds me almost of like the Aaron Rodgers situation where no one has any new information, but they keep
just trying to create drama with it
again. So did you hear Saquon Barkley wasn't there at the optional training? Oh, it's optional.
Well, if he gets hurt, then there's no reason for them to pay him more if he's hurt in OTAs.
Yeah. It's a smart thing to do. I don't think it's a power play. I don't think it's his upset or he's just.
It wasn't a shock that he didn't show up.
Yeah, right.
They weren't like, oh wow, I can't believe Saquon didn't go. That's a normal thing in somebody that's just been franchise tagged and is trying to work out a long-term deal. Saquon also went to Arizona and worked out with the whole team when they got Waller and everything like that too. So it's not like he's not been working with the team.
Yeah, and my inside sources confirmed to me, that they stayed up late at night watching scary movies. They did each other's hair.
Mm-hmm.
They had pillow fights. Everyone's getting along.
They love each other. Best friends. They had friendship bracelets. It was great.
Because so what I heard again, exclusive to Claret and Big Blue. So Daniel Jones has this locket on his wrist. It's half of a heart with SB on it. And then Saquon has the other half and it says DJ on it.
I've heard that as well. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Friendships.
It's not exclusive anymore. But they are
friendships.
Tight. But yeah, I'm sure it will get worked out. Let's just relax. Giants Nation. Is that what people want? Giants Nation.
Close, yeah.
Fumble waffers. Who's the backup RB? Also, did y'all draft an RB? We did draft a running back, right? If I remember in the latest.
Eric Gray out of Oklahoma. We had him. And we also have Gary Brightwell.
Boomasuma
in the backfield.
I was doing the Indiana Jones theme song, and that's a different.
That plays.
Harrison Ford. He could. I'm sure he could still fuck shit up. But yeah. So I guess that's all the Giants we've got to talk about. I don't think we're really going to talk about anything until we return in August. Because we're getting very close to the end of season 3, so don't be sad. But a couple more episodes. Thanks to West Ham getting to the Europa Conference League final. We've been able to extend.
Yeah, we don't have a World Cup.
This would have been the final episode of season 3. But thanks to West Ham, you got us for 2 more weeks. You lucky fuckers.
You want to do Women's World Cup? I'm just kidding. Let's not really do Women's World Cup. I don't want to. And here's a 9-0 score for the first 7 weeks of it, and then okay, cool. It's USA and one of other three teams.
That USA would have beaten Nicaragua that easily, huh? Not us.
I personally had no idea.
But yeah, let's chat about 100 days till kickoff. Let's talk about West Ham. Since that's why we're all here right now. What was your feelings for it? Because I was watching it and it was like, obviously it wasn't going well, but it was weird because it was kind of like, for the first time in a long time, I was watching West Ham not perform great, if I'm going to be honest. But then they were losing. I was just kind of sitting there like, it is what it is. Like, I wasn't pissed off. I wasn't angry. I was like, I don't care.
It was literally the first game all season that we haven't had like a mathematical chance at being relegated. Like, we had the far superior goal differential to everybody else that was fighting off relegation. But our win the previous week kind of just like wrapped it up. We were good to go. It was just like, this game means absolutely nothing to us. Like, okay, we could finish above Chelsea if we win and there's enough goal differential and Chelsea loses by enough. And there was like all that talk, finish 12th. But I was like, let's just not get anybody hurt before 2 weeks from now. Like, I'd like to get everybody playing, but like, let's not get anybody injured before probably the biggest game we've had in a long time. So like, it was kind of like, yeah, I feel like they looked flat, but they got that goal at the end and they seemed ready to go. So I don't know. I felt like they got better as the game went on. Like the last 10 minutes, I really felt like we were going to tie it at one point, and we just didn't. Other than that, yeah, like we looked flat. We didn't play well, but I didn't really care. It was just like not having the fear of like, whoa, what if like Leeds scores 11 goals, and like, you could always like, we kept thinking like there's a possibility, like probably we're good, and we kept saying that all year. I think we're good. Like I'm not really even worried, but we didn't have to have even in the back of our heads like, well, this could go wrong and we could be kicked out of the league. So I feel like, yeah, I didn't really care, and it was just kind of excited to be like, we got one more game. We got more game. All these other teams besides Man City do not have another game.
Well, technically, Man United have another game this weekend for the FA Cup final.
Okay, besides Man United and whoever else they're playing. Man City.
Are they going to the European Cup this year? Nope. They don't have a chance to do that.
Crazy. We do.
But yeah, I guess that was that game. Yeah. I was like, like you say, it was all I wanted was let's get the key players running around, keeping warm and keeping fit, and just don't get hurt. I mean, as long as like if we'd have lost like 7-0,
right?
Then sure, my tone would have changed. I'd be like, what the fuck? This is terrible. Like, this is bad preparation. Now we're all going to be miserable and pissed off going into it. But it's like, we lost 2-1.
There was no significant injuries. Nothing crazy happened like that. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And honestly, like I was at the bar watching, like they had all the games on. So I was kind of trying to monitor what was going on, where I was like, all right, like I looked at the table 47,000 different times. But wait, so Bournemouth loses, Everton wins, Leicester's fucked no matter what, right? Got it. Cool. And then like looking at what everybody else had to do, it was just kind of interesting to see how that was playing out. And so like West Ham was on. I was paying attention to West Ham, but it was like I was kind of what's going on over there. So like that was like that's the cool part about the finale day. Like, and I mean, there's been too many times recently where we've been on that last day of this season, being like, man, I really hope that we can tie Villa at least, so we don't get kicked out or we don't go down. And we've had that work out for us before, but like it was nice to not be in that stressful position. We weren't really fighting for Europe spots. I feel like last year we were like, well, if Liverpool does this, we could do this. We could get into Europa. We had that whole process, and like this was like, well, we know where we are. We know we'll play in Europe if we win one more game, and that is not this game.
Tell you what, I only use it for special occasions, but now I wish I had done it in hindsight. So next year for Championship Sunday, as they like to call it on NBC.
Which is stupid because it wasn't.
No. But they tried to. I love the fact that they tried to, in the build-up, change the branding to Survival Sunday, which makes sense. But I guess they just couldn't be bothered to do the graphics, so it's all still Championship Sunday. And they just started calling it Survival Sunday. But I wish I had like 2 screens on because I can't. Even though I didn't care about the West Ham game, I couldn't not watch it.
Absolutely,
West
That's your team.
I'm watching, yeah. But
I don't give a fuck about Everton. I was just nice to have them on in the background.
But that Liverpool-Southampton game, that looked the fucking nuts. Is it 4-4?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But
crazy. Yeah, I was on my phone refreshing the tables. Because I really wanted Leeds to beat Tottenham, not just for the fact that they beat Tottenham, that'd be fun, but also I really wanted Everton to go down. But
yeah, that would have been funny. But like, really, when you get with Southampton, Leeds, and Leicester, like that's pretty wild that Leicester and Leeds are going down. I mean, I know that Leeds hadn't been back up that long, but like they're just such a big club, and it felt like they were a team that was going to get up and just kind of stay up.
7? How long ago was it now? It's probably fucking hell. It's 7. That's 7 years ago now. 6-7 years ago. Jesus Christ.
But like Leicester going down, and I mean, to me, like ever since I've become a fan of the Premier League, Leicester's been like one of the better teams. So like I never knew like bad Leicester, but like given what happened and like the fact that they got relegated less than a decade later, like that makes what they did, and I think it was 2016. That makes what they did there like one of the biggest upsets of any sport ever. Where I mean, I know it already was, but it's like, and that fucking team didn't just like dominate the Premier League because like I feel like Man City used to be a trash team when you look at the history of Man City. Like they weren't good. And then like, oh, cool, Sheik buys us, and now look at us. Now we can just buy any player we want. And like, City got brought up, they came up into the Premier League again, and then they just dominated ever since. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, there's never been. It doesn't look like there's ever going to be a downtime for City again. It'll go, no, we might have finished third in the league or some shit like that. But like, Leicester to be at the highest of highs, and then less than a decade later be a relegated team. That's just like, that shit's fucking wild. Like, I can't imagine as an American, especially with like all of our sports not having that. Like, fucking like the Browns and Texans could just get kicked out of the NFL. Like, that's crazy to me. And then seeing, like, I watched the playoff.
Yeah, in the time frame, it'd be like the Patriots who were dominant for a while.
Yeah,
suddenly like, they're not in the NFL anymore.
USFL.
They got kicked out.
But like, I was watching the championship final on Saturday and watching like all the stuff about Luton Town and all of that was like Luton, whatever the fuck. Like, but like they're like, there's nobody, like that stadium is a house. Like they have houses that you have to walk over, like the patios
through a house
to
basically
get into some of the
stadium.
stands. And I was like when I saw that, like I was like, I don't know anything about Coventry, but like I also want Luton. I want Luton to win, but they also have an American keeper, so I was like, let's go Horvath. But that was kind of cool seeing them win. It also absolutely would suck to be like losing and like not going up because of penalties. It's such a crapshoot.
I remember I was there back in the day when West Ham lost the playoff. That was upsetting. And then we beat Blackpool.
And Blackpool feels like they just go every year. They go to the playoff almost every year and they just fuck it up and don't make it. Like, it seems like Blackpool, like they talking about previous years, and it was like Blackpool or Blackburn or wherever it was up there.
I'll tell you what, I've got a theory, but here's a little fun fact for you. I'm surprised Alex O hasn't piped up with these fun facts. But as it stands right now, Luton cannot play a home game in the Premier League.
Yeah, they have to have a $10 million upgrade.
Yeah, because their stadium does not reach the Premier League standards. So they've just literally just like, as soon as it got confirmed, right, throwing up some construction people. We need to fucking fix this shit.
I don't think they have like VAR capabilities right now.
Yeah, they have to, because it's bizarre to me. Like, because I found out that the capacity to be a Premier League team, your stadium has to have at least a capacity of 5,000, which seems very small for the Premier League. You'd have thought it'd been bigger than that, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's
but they have 10,000.
Put the cameras in there.
It's also nuts when you just look at like the English stadiums and you're like, you can fit that many people in there. Like, even when their numbers are just 8,000, you're like, this is like a high school football stadium. There's no way you can fit 8,000 people in there.
It's a pretty impressively bad looking stadium, but one I'm happy.
But I do like how they're just built like old school risers where they're like, and it's like 109 years old, and they're like, this is literally the only stadium you're ever gonna fucking get. Just hang out here. It's already in the neighborhood. We don't have any more real estate. We can't just keep building shit. Like West Ham got lucky where the London Stadium just kind of fell into our laps.
Oh, don't mention that.
Everton, there's more real
estate. Apparently there was we were going to be able to expand Upton Park to, if I remember correctly, something like close to 40 plus thousand. They could, but whatever. It's gone. Let it go, West Ham fans. It's gone. What was the other thing I was going to mention?
80,000 we can fit now, which is wild.
Here's a good theory. Here's a good get rich quick scheme. If ever you win the lottery or something like that, because you talk about like billionaires taking over, Premier League clubs and yada yada yada. But I think here's a trick. Look at Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney. Why wouldn't you, if you're going to spend X amount of like $1 billion on a football club, why not spend less on it, get a cheap club from like League One, and then that money, rather than spending that extra money on buying the club, you can invest and build it up. And you know what? That could be the thing. We could be starting seeing some weird fucking teams in the Premier League over the next couple of years if that happens.
So I actually just was looking into this a little bit, and I found my targeted team, and it's like for not even a full percentage, not even a 1%, like $7,000, we could get in on a team. And that team that I zeroed in on is Fleetwood Town FC, One, I've just gone through a whole Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Town sounds cool. They're the CODs. And like you could say COD God if they were good. They're League 1 or 2. They're League 2. So like, we can work our way up. We don't really have to like seem like a big threat. But it just seems like
the silent hostile takeover.
Right. Like we just do that. But then like also like we don't even own a percentage. So we don't have like any responsibilities. So like, well, my hands are tied, guys. Believe me. Like we can be the fun owners that like Rob McElhaney and Ryan Reynolds, when shit goes bad, like they're gonna be like, get these fucking Americans out. They don't know shit. And we'll just be like, look, dude, like we had some great ideas with the board, and we'll pitch our ideas to the board. They won't listen to us because we own like a half a percent. Team 7K, like 350 hundo each. Like we could go in.
If it was up to us, alcohol would be free at the stadium, but
you could drink it at the seat. That's it. Like, guys, our hands are tied. We're telling them every single day. We're in those board meetings. We're fighting for you guys, fighting y'all.
Like, what else did we have planned? Free lap dances at halftime?
Yeah, we didn't even want you to pay for tickets.
To put it through.
We wanted tickets to be free.
We wanted to pay you to attend. We wanted it to be like a job. We wanted to pay you to attend the stadium, but we wish
that's my new project. I think we need to get in the investing business where like we can say we were doing all this stuff, but we don't really have any of the responsibility. And then if club does well, we will absolutely take all the credit.
Yep.
But then when it's not going well, it's like that's not me.
Push you over the edge.
Right. Like, but when it does do well, it's like that. I'm good. Look at us turning things around. Oh, if we suck, I don't know what they're fucking doing over there. I don't know who's in charge. They know who's in charge. They don't care about us.
Mike, I can't believe they can't drink beers during a game. It's
they can. They just can't in the seat, right?
Yeah, you have to go up to the concourse, which is dumb. Although I can admit it now because they can't catch me. I did go to one West Ham game once with my wife, and we was up in the upper tiers. So I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So I was like, we snuck our beers in, we hid them under the chairs, and we was like, "Ooh." Yeah.
So is it like? Is halftime's like packed in those concourses and
halftime is like
pounding beers?
Yeah, you just go up. So let's say me and you go to a West Ham game. So it's like I'll go to the bar, and maybe you go take a piss. So I'll buy like 3 beers. And then you take my beers, but you go to the bar while I take a piss, and you buy 3 beers. And then in the last remaining 5-7 minutes, we're just chugging our 3 beers and then going back. It's like ridiculous.
But like the mindset was like, okay, like, and I get like, I'm pretty sure I get it, but it's like it stops fights in the stands. Also, it gives you one less projectile item to throw at somebody else. But to me, it's like that just forces what you just said, where we're
just binge drinking.
Well, let's just chug 6 beers real quick. And now I have 6 beers in me instead of having 2 beers and then just casually coming back. And I mean, I get like you can pound beers and do that a bunch more still, but like it seems like you're just getting more loaded at that point.
Oh, you're fucked up by this. But yeah, it's good. Normally,
it also explains a lot about the British,
NFL. You were just
drinking. You're just good at
a couple of
beers.
Yeah, but you normally, if I could drink, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but if I could drink in the stands, I might before the game buy a couple of beers, and then I'll probably just be chilling out, enjoying the game. I'm not going to be chugging.
The pressure's got to be on though. Like at halftime, you're like, fuck, go. And I bet if the beer lines are long, then you're like, shit. And then you look like a bitch and you're struggling to finish your beer. You're like, I have 4 beers, man. Like, how am I supposed to do all this? I'm not a great beer chugger.
They never have enough fridges for the bottles of beer. So if you really time it badly, you just end up drinking
with a warm one,
lukewarm beer. And it's like, oh, fuck it.
It's kind of British beer anyway. Right? Like cellar temperature is typically like cold. Like they don't like Twin Peaks, second Twin Peaks reference if they wanted to sponsor the show, by the way, today. Twin Peaks, they always brag about like the 20-degree draft beers. And it's like, if you come in and it's not 20 degrees, then you get it free or whatever it is. And it's like, they brag about it just being fucking cold shit. And in England, it's like, well, it's just.
Well, I'm assuming you're talking about Fahrenheit, because if you was like 20 degrees Celsius, that's a hot beer. I don't want that shit.
Yeah. Also, speaking of just differences in England, they were saying it's it's a warm or a hot 70-degree day. It's hot here. And I was like, wait, what? Like, it's 80 something right now. And then I think he even did correct. He's like, well, for some of those in the States, it might not be as warm as I'm making it out to be. I was like, all right, bro. 70 being a hot day, chill out.
The weather, it's highs of 65 in my hometown of Grays, Essex. That's quite nice. I'll take that. Nice. But yeah, the British weather people, they love the extremes. So if it's cold as shit, then they'll say, "Oh, it's minus 10 degrees Celsius." But if it's a little bit hot, then they'll suddenly switch the tune, play the Fahrenheit game. Like, oh my god, it's 80 plus degrees.
Oh really? That is hilarious.
Funny. Come to Houston, Mike, so we can do the 9 beer and 9 hot dogs in 9 innings.
Yeah, I mean, me and Pat are gonna do
I'm happy to do that, but do I have to go to a game though?
You have to go with us, yeah. It's a big group thing.
But I don't have to watch I don't have to. I'm just in there, right?
Well, you're gonna eat hot dogs. We'll watch the Space Cowboys. They're great. This team called the Space Cowboys. How can you not like that?
I'm more worried about the hot. I don't know if I would be able to consume 9 hot dogs, 9 beers.
That's what you got to do. I mean, you got a time limit. Now they have this pitch count, so it is a little bit shorter.
Yeah, the pitch clock's fucking that challenge up.
It's man versus food. It's truly what it is, you know.
Have you ever completed that challenge before?
No, I don't even know if I could do it. I think I could will myself to do it, but who knows?
Have you got a date in mind? Is it like a thing that's going to happen?
Well, we just got to pick a date to go to the game and do it. But yeah.
Is it a Rod Ryan thing or is it a gravy gang?
It'd be past the gravy.
That'd be some good TikTok action though. That would get those numbers up.
It would be.
But yeah, that's the West Ham game, I guess. That's a good summary of the West Ham versus Leicester game.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we'll do a final recap or final preview next Monday, right? We're on Monday.
Indeed. Quick couple of notes. Ward-Prowse rumored to be joining West Ham for they're apparently Southampton. So the cheek of it, Southampton have been relegated. And they're fucking asking for apparently 40 million for the guy.
I mean, you can ask for whatever you want. What people are going to pay is different.
But no one's going to pay 40 million for a championship player. How old is he? He's 28. But would you? Because the words in the streets is that's going to be like one of the Declan Rice replacements.
Not Flynn Downs. Your dad's gonna be fucking pissed. Your dad's gonna be pissed if Flynn Downs doesn't get the keys to the castle after this. I thought he was gonna be captain.
If West Ham
Alex said he should be the captain.
Yeah. If they bring in James Ward-Prowse and Flynn Downs is still on the bench next year, my phone is going to be blowing up. Papa Fish is not going to be happy. But
I'm going to be pretty honest with you. I don't know a lot about free agency going on. There's too many leagues to keep up with, even though he's in Southampton. Didn't really pay attention to Southampton because they were very bad this year. But I know we got Dawson.
He's very good at set pieces. He's a good free kick taker. But 40 million.
That's good. But I did see we brought back Cresswell for another year. He does some of the set pieces. That's just obviously the next captain. So you basically called that last week. He will be the captain. If so facto, if Declan doesn't come back, unless Flynn Downs gets it. Rightly so.
If I had to, I think it's going to be under normal sec. I would probably think maybe Ogbono would get it, but I don't know. He doesn't start that many games now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe Cresswell. But I'm actually quite surprised that isn't more of a talking point. You know, with people trying to fudge up some content, why aren't they talking about more about who is going to be the next West Ham captain?
Well, but they don't have us, Mike. We're the guys. We're the guys that are out there asking the questions, and maybe not everybody else wants to ask.
We are being so. What's the? How would you say
Big J
something so
journals.
controversial yet so brave?
Right. Do you want to hear of ownership? It's not really ownership, but we were talking about that. I learned today that Ipswich Town is Ed Sheeran's team, and they got promoted. And I saw in their thing they had because he was just down, and his logo, his tour logo is just all the math symbols. It's
Yes, he
it's
did
just tour
sponsor
on
them.
it. Yeah, but he's sponsored them for years now. That's his boyhood team. And he just was like, oh, y'all needed money? Well, what if I just pick up the sponsor tab every single year? And so, when he has albums, that's just their sponsor for seasons. He's just picked up the tab for years to, just be like, here you go. And, he's on this tour right now. And he's like, just wear my fucking tour as your sponsor, which is fucking awesome. Can you imagine having, a Claret Big Blue as the West Ham sponsored, on their jersey? That'd be awesome. Just we're just rich. We can just do that.
You be that rich way, hey, I know I'm just a sponsor, but how would you be able to sign Neymar? It's a lot of money. Oh, how much is it going to cost?
My sponsorship went up. How about that? Would that be crazy?
I'm now going to sponsor you for another 600 million. There you go. Enjoy.
Well, what's kind of what McElhaney and Ryan Reynolds did or planning to do. But that works for a little bit until you realize they're not sheiks. Manchester City, money's not real to them. They're well, I don't care. What do you need? What do you want? Ruples? You want euros? You want pounds? You want dollars? Just
sponsoring them.
Write it. Money doesn't matter. Oh, richest man in the world? Yeah, that's Elon Musk. Definitely not me, who doesn't ever give anybody how much money I have because I have so much fucking money. It's not real to them. But it'll be funny to see how far up Wrexham can get. And it's possible they could get to the Premier League one day, but they're never going to be Wrexham top of the table in the Premier League. It's going to just be Brentford. Where
they don't have chic.
We're here.
Money,
we're fun. But it's but you it'll be funny to see how much money Always Sunny and Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool can bring in for a team and how high up that level they can get with that much money that they have. Which I'm not saying they're not rich; they're very rich. But it's there's rich and then there's chic rich. And chic rich is just not even close.
Do you reckon they'll go the Ed Sheeran route next year? Suddenly, Wrexham will be sponsored by Deadpool 3.
They kind of did that with Aviation.
That'd be a sweet kit though. The Wrexham and with the Deadpool logo.
Yeah. The first year they bought it, their away kit was the Philadelphia Eagles Kelly Green. And it just said Always Sunny on the back of the jersey. And I was fuck the Eagles, but that's kind of cool that you could just be I bought this team, now I can make this. What if just made we buy Fleetwood Town and their away kits are just Giants knockoffs? They'd have to be white with red numbers right here. They have to look like our away ones. You have to wear the gray pants that we used to wear with the stripes.
What do you reckon you could get and then change the team
just
logo,
changes, but yeah,
team name, but in the Giants font?
That'd be funny. We could just do any of that shit. But just being having that kind of fuck around money, Ed Sheeran. I was you know what? It's my team. Let me put my shit on it. Okay.
This team apparently is coming in. Why are they all wearing helmets? It's part of the uniform.
It's part of our get up, right?
It's a gimmick.
I settle for scrum hats just because there's a rule against wearing actual helmets. We're all Peter Check out here.
If you're going in for a 50-50 header, who's going to win? The guy not wearing the helmet or the guy wearing the fucking helmet?
Yeah. Something to think about.
How many goals would we score from headers? Maybe not many because it probably awkwardly bounce off the helmet, but maybe.
Jack Grealish. My hair. It's all it's ruining my hair. Fuck you, Grealish. Saw him the other day, just watching that game. I was fuck that guy.
Speaking of Jack Grealish, you excited for the Ted Lasso finale tonight?
I'll probably watch it later on in the week, but are you caught up?
Yeah, did you think they're going to win the league? Oh my God, they're only 1 point behind Man City. Oh my God.
I mean, seeing as they are pretty stereotypical in just about everything. Actually, not really. I could see them losing and coming away with a big message from it. But yeah, I feel like.
Yeah, we lost the Premier League title on the last day, but we've grown as people.
Well, that first game, remember
like,
the first season, they got relegated, and they're like, "Oh, but Jamie took something away from that moment, and then gave it right back." Still, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I feel like Ted Lasso like really hit me in the beginning. I really liked it. I liked the second season, and then like it gets kind of cheesy at times where you're just like, "All right, guys, what are we doing here?" But I have enjoyed that they actually showed some soccer content this season. I feel like in previous seasons, it's like there were 8 episodes.
Last
I
episode?
didn't see anything. Yeah, which is like how green screened were all of those soccer shots. Like Pep's there, but like if you notice, like Pep already knows the shot where he's like talking to Ted, giving him that pump up speech, and like there's absolutely nobody on the entirety of the Man City where their bench would be. It's just Pep Guardiola and just an empty field. It's like, oh, we didn't get the extras, just stand there for like 5 more minutes. And it's like Miller, the the captain for Man City. Like I have no idea who that guy is. Never heard of him.
Yeah, I guess because it's all what is it called, likeness rights and all that shit. But it's that does kind of take it out a little bit, where it's like, none of these are real players. What the fuck?
I can suspend reality enough for it, but like it is kind of funny doing that. And like Van Damme's saves in the last one, like, all right, I didn't know you were a hockey goalie.
But what was right? So
he had like 4 saves, like bam, 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 bam. It's like nobody does that.
We're gonna. Oh, Fabianski, no, not 4. He did a couple. But before we get into our final little topic tonight, which is one I want to talk about, but what's your prediction, right? So obviously we had a cliffhanger last week, Ted Lasso, where he was going to drop a truth bomb or whatever the fuck it was. You think he's quitting and going back home to America? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious. It's set up for, I think Ted's gonna be like, hey, I got a truth bomb. I'm going back to the States to be with my son, do all this, like figure it out. Like he's obviously struggling. Then I think Nate or Roy Kent are going to take over as coach of Wrexham.
Yeah,
Kush Richmond.
Kush thinks Roy. I'm thinking surely the way it's been said, it's gonna be Nate. Nate's gonna be
But I can see Roy and Nate, who didn't really get along, working out together now, and like now that's the Beard and Ted Lasso.
But then surely it's got to finish, right? You can't carry on Ted Lasso without Ted Lasso.
Well, that's it. Yeah, they said this was the final season, so it's like it's going to be Ted riding off to the sunset. Yeah.
Oh my god! Now I'm even more like excited / annoyed at tonight's being last episode.
But yeah, I will definitely watch it. I'm excited about it. Now,
so check out next week, Monday night, same shit, different day, as we like to say, with our Europa Conference League preview and Ted Lasso review coming up next week. Last quick topic: Declan Rice. Obviously, everyone thinks he's going to be gone. We're not going to say that. Maybe, we win the Conference League and he's like, hey, fuck this. I'm going to stay here. We're in Europe, baby. But rumor has it, and this is where I'm thinking, I'm really into this story. Have you heard that Thomas Tuchel of Bayern Munich,
that's what I saw,
big fan of Declan Rice, is trying to lure him to the Bundesliga in Germany? Have you heard this rumor?
I did hear that. I also like that. Like, is a big fan is what ties him to going after and acquiring Rice, because like that's like being like, you know what, the Houston Rockets think LeBron James they really like him as a player, really good player. It's like, yeah, man, he's the best, one of the best midfielders in the league, man. Of course you like him. One of the best midfielders in all of Europe, in the world. No shit. I don't know if Bayern's gonna do that, but I saw that seemed more credible was like Arsenal's kind of just like Rice even said like Arsenal was a possible target for him or whatever it was.
Here's my thing.
I would like just ship him out of the league. I don't think it's gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is where I'm going to put this out there into the universe, and hopefully it happens, right? And maybe people think I'm crazy, but the numbers being thrown around, the rumor has it that Arsenal are putting together a package worth 95 million for Declan Rice. Obviously, you wouldn't offer this because, negotiation tactics. You're never going to offer a cheaper price. But I would say, if I was West Ham and Bayern Munich come in and say, so that's a little bit too too rich for
It's
our
100
blood.
million, no matter what,
The
right?
most we can do is 85. And let's just say we have two offers on the table. Arsenal, 95 million. Bayern Munich, 85. I would take 85. I think that
Really?
10 million loss is worth not having to face Declan Rice twice a year. That's what I'm
absolutely
saying.
okay. Yeah, no, from West Ham's perspective, okay. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
honestly,
Declan
it's
Rice
like,
doesn't care how much he's sold for. He just cares about how much he's getting paid in
True.
wages. But I would take
So-
the lesser money for Bayern. Get him out the league.
Yeah, and like I mean, I don't want Declan to leave. I don't want him to leave. I feel like the writing's on the wall that he's going to leave at this point. But like, yeah, he's like, I want to go to a place where I can win titles. Like win titles at West Ham, but like it's also a lot easier to watch win titles in the Bundesliga that we don't give a shit about. We're like, hey, look, and then like I think Bayern just won their 11th straight title because there's like zero parity in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
So like, here's all the titles you have, like however many years you want to play for them, you've got a title from now on. Like just TBD.
But literally, that is a guaranteed
until
title.
you want out,
every year.
and that you want Champions League every single year. Got it. You're probably going to be quarterfinals, semifinals of the Champions League every single year past the group stage. It's just what Bayern Munich does. Yeah, like, I feel like all of the boxes that he wants checked are there, but like he's like an English international. Like I don't know how much that plays into him. He does seem like as somebody that's like I wouldn't want to leave and go like I don't want to learn German. You know, so like I don't know if he doesn't really get to force the trade or he doesn't really get to force it or anything. But like, yeah, from West Ham's perspective, like please send him to Germany. I just feel like Rice might be like, I don't want to go outside the country. I want to go to the Premier League, which is like, then I feel like if you're sending him to somebody in the Premier League, you had to add an next 10 mil. Like if I had to play you, dude, I want more money. If you're gonna beat me with this guy theoretically, like give me 10 more mil. $100 million to any Premier League team. Grealish went, right?
Yes, and that was
and he's more valuable than
clause in
Grealish.
his contract, but yeah,
I still think Rice is a better player overall than Grealish. So like, I get that he's not a striker, but like, fuck Grealish. He's also not a bitch.
So, I mean, as we always say, there's only 4 clubs in England that West Ham would sell him to, apparently, allegedly, Champions League. So Newcastle, maybe Man United. They need everything, so I don't think they would. Maybe if they've got a lot of money, I don't know, but I think there's positions that they need filling in way more than a defensive midfielder. I would be happy if he goes to Man City, but maybe he doesn't want to relocate.
I don't want to go to Man City.
Why not?
I just don't want to
Why
go to Man
not?
City. I don't want to go to Arsenal either. Just go to Germany. You're gonna love it there.
Or just go to
It's great.
Barcelona.
Go to Barcelona. Barcelona or Real Madrid.
Because then we don't have to play him twice a year,
Exactly.
and also we're not going to potentially
Well,
face
we'll have
him
to play him in the
Champions League
Champions
for another year or two.
Well, we're gonna win it next year.
We're going to win the
Europa League
the year after.
So then we'll have to face. But I mean, that's just you got to do it. Then we're gonna have to face him twice in the Premier League.
Or, I'm going to throw out a rogue.
Let's go.
Rogue. What if? Because again, we have essentially 2 years left in his contract, right? So what if we say, hey, Dick, we know you want to win titles. We know you want to play in the Champions League. But we're feeling pretty confident that we could potentially win the Conference League and win Europa League. We could be in Champions League next year, right? So how about? Because you can charge teams some money. But what if we say, hey, just as a feeling out process, how about we loan you to Bayern Munich for a year? You fuck around winning the Bundesliga and play in Champions League for a year. And then if by the end of that loan spell, we're in the Champions League, you just come home, baby, and sign a new contract and everything's good. And then because it's a loan thing, they'll pay his wages. And then we could also probably, because it's Declan Rice and he's a very good player, we could probably still get some money. We could say, like, hey, Bayern, give us 15 mil and you can have him for a year. We can make some a bit money off of him. And then worst case scenario, he's got a year left in his contract, and we just sell next year.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably not going to happen. I like the thinking there. That would be ideal. That'd be awesome. But yeah, it seems like it'd just be too perfect of a scenario. And it never is West Ham. Also, a quick question. Jamie Vardy, what's going to go on? What's going down with that guy?
I don't know. He's probably going to get drunk
He's sold,
and
right?
fucked up. He's got to go. Like, I mean, how old is he? He's like Jamie Vardy. I mean, he's 36.
Fleetwood Town FC alum, by the way. I played for them for a little bit.
Fun fact.
I did my research. And then he went to Leicester.
Wait, let me look at this shit. Wait, that can't be true. Is someone fucked up with his
36?
Wikipedia page? Because it says on his Wikipedia page that Jamie Vardy is a English professional footballer who last played as a striker for Leicester City.
Yeah.
He is currently a free agent. I'm pretty sure that would have been a bigger story if that's true. I don't believe that.
Maybe that was just the end of his contract.
Maybe.
I guess he's 36. So yeah, he's got to go somewhere though, right? Like somebody's going to sign him. He's Premier League striker or Premier League player. It's a big enough name that somebody would bring him in.
I don't know what was going on with the whole, because they hardly played him towards the end. I was like,
yeah, he came off the bench, and it was maybe that's why they were all hugging him, like he's gonna be a free agent. But like he seems like to me, like remember what Nottingham did with Jesse Lingard, like somebody that just got promoted could grab him and be like Luton Town probably won't, but like Burnley could sign Jamie Vardy maybe.
I mean, if he's a free agent and he's not asking for much,
like Sheffield, like here, come on over, go to Nottingham.
I'd depending on how much wages he's wanting, I'd fuck around and give him a 1-year contract to come off the bench for West Ham.
For us, Danny Ings doesn't know how to fucking hit a net, man. Danny Ings had like 3 goal scoring opportunities. That was just like, are you there? Like you're right there, buddy. Just tap it in. He was trying to fucking sail it over the crossbar every single time. Danny Ings looks like a guy that I want on my side in a fight, so like I kind of love him.
He's got the look of it, but yeah, I don't know. It hasn't really worked out that much.
Is he still with us next year, or is that a 1-year thing?
No, I think it's. I want to say it was a 2-year deal. Yeah, he's with us until summer of 2025. So it was a 2.5 year contract.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just looking up here. So Jamie Vardy. In 2018-2019 season, he signed a 4-year contract. So maybe
that's it.
Oh wait, no. He's not even... Don't know. He's committed his future till 2024, so he's there for another season. But unless they released it, I don't know. Now I'm all over the place. But yeah, I can't see him playing it. Maybe he would play in the championship. To be fair, I mean, if they can still afford his wages, and 36-year-old, he can fuck around and score a lot of goals in the championship. But yeah, you'd like to think one of the lower Premier League clubs would want to get him.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just goes to Wrexham.
He could go to Wrexham. That'd be cool. They could pay for him. But like that's like a way that like Wrexham gets up there. Like you bring like the guys that are at the end of like MLS that shit. Oh, don't go to the MLS. Just come here. You can stay in England. Just that so you're gonna be on TV a lot.
They're just paying to be good. Like, yeah, I get why it can be annoying
if your team could do that. Would you not want them to?
But yeah, if I own a team and I have the money, am I going to just sit there and be, no, it wouldn't be fair if I spend a lot of money on my team. So let's just hope we gradually build over time. Or am I like, fuck this? I want to be in the top league. So here's a blank check. Fucking make it happen.
Like we hate on
course.
Manchester City all the time because of what they do when they do that. But like if West Ham's owners were like, we're grabbing all the best guys, I would make us fucking go. Like I'm gonna change my tune real quick when that's my team.
Fuck yeah, I'll do it.
As Yankees fans, like we are so frustrated because it's like, just go buy the guys, dude. Like we did that before. Just do that. Well, you just buy. I don't fucking care. We win titles. Win titles. Go do that.
Well,
We're to develop more.
Look at the fan who bought the Mets. Spent a lot of money. That's not going so well.
See, there you go.
The New York Mets are basically like the Chelsea of MLB. They spent a lot of money.
Spend all the money.
Big players, and now they're shit.
That is a fun game where like it's every single person is linked to Chelsea at some point. It's like, yeah, man, they just throw money at everybody.
It needs just to look like you're an insider. Oh well, I've got it on
probably
good authority that this guy is linked with Chelsea. So good.
And that's talking stock.
What a show! All right. We do have a podcast, Past the Gravy. New episode coming out tomorrow. One of the good fine folks at the Gravy Gang got to look forward to tomorrow, Alex.
Well, tomorrow I watched West Ham at a bar for the first time in a little while, and there was this weird dude that had never been at the bar when I was there before, and I had some weird conversations with him. I'm going to talk about. We're also going to talk about the best throwback uniforms and old school logos the teams have. We kind of got into a discussion about that, but like we're really gonna talk about it this time. And then we're just gonna tell you what's not cool for the week and answer some of your questions. What about Waffle Box? What can we look forward to on the box?
Well, I kind of alluded to it earlier, but I'm just gonna put the graphic up. Boom! Tomorrow is Waffle Box's 100th episode.
What?
And we went for like 2 hours, and thankfully, so this is how much I'm impressed. And I don't know for a fact because again, I haven't listened back to the recording of the podcast. But again, I started drinking at 12 o'clock, started recording at 9 o'clock, and we went to around about 11 o'clock. So I was drinking during the podcast as well. So I was like a good several beers deep. And Kush Hayes did say that it was only within the last 15 or so minutes where he could tell that I was pretty fucked up. So I thought that was pretty good. I'm proud of myself. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck that's going to turn out to be, but yeah, it's fun stories about.
I'm excited about it.
Fun objects being found in prison pockets in the state of Indiana recently. Freaky haunted camping sites that you can waste money on. Why Philadelphia is dumb. That's another topic we're going to bring up, and so much more. What's the movie review again? The Little Mermaid. Oh, we talk about the controversial Little Mermaid. Ooh.
Wow, dude. What are your thoughts on Ariel? Uh-oh. We're going there on Waffle Box.
Oh, yeah. We are not afraid to hit the buttons. So check that out. New episode of Waffle Box in 5 hours and 1 minute. So make sure you go to Waffle Box pod on social medias or enjoywafflebox.com for all the links. Also, another couple of quick plugs to want to do because I always forget to do this and I feel bad. Lucid Illusions, the band that play our intro theme. Great guys, awesome band. You should check that out on Spotify and other places. Search Something New is their latest album. You should definitely check that out. And I only just found this out today. I don't know what the fuck. I'm not going to bring anyone, but Spreadshop can go fuck themselves. You know how Teespring were like spending ages shipping out stuff, which I think, hopefully, touch wood, they might have slightly fixed their operations a little bit. I don't know for a certain, but without telling me, Spreadshop just decided to remove all items from our merch store. So we've been promoting each week. Go to merch.cbbpod.com, and then if you go to merch.cbbpod.com, there's nothing for you to look at or for you to buy. So I spent today. I gave Teespring a second chance. So go to Teespring, go to merch.cbbpod.com. You can get all the classics, the Viva La Dimes, Coach Dable Hope shirts, all available. But yeah, I will be slowly over the next couple of days and weeks be adding some fun new designs that I come up with my brain noggin. So go to merch.cbbpod.com and spend your hard-earned money making me smile. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's it. Follow us at CBB Pod on social medias. At Only Mike Fish is me. At Alex J Middleton is Zach Fella. Over to my left. Any last amazing, inspiring words you want to add on there?
That's all I got.
Fantastic. Put that on a gravestone. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
But until next Monday.
Seahorses forever.
See you next Monday.
Hey, let's go to Peyton. He's going to break down that touchdown.
Can't hear shit.
Never mind.